Okay, folks. Oh, it must be getting late in the day. Is it not time to go home yet? No, it's not. 2:30. Early. How are we doing, folks? Having a good day? Guy at the back. No. So I find we did this with Quinton, who would have been signing at the time, but we find the best way to kind of get things going is we do these very quick, fast, 60-second flash rounds, where we just throw questions at you that have nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
That sounds like an interesting idea.
You up for that?
Sure.
I would have done it even if you'd said no. But it's fun.
Do I get passes sometimes?
Oh, you can pass, for sure. I should tell you that these questions are ridiculous. They are not my questions. You can thank these folk.
Oh yeah? Who wrote them?
Okay. I'm going to go past the whole lobster claw one this time, if I can. Okay. Alright. And you can pass on any of them, and we'll just go with the flows. Okay, here we go.
Your 60 seconds start now.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Favorite weather?
Favorite weather?
Yeah.
Sunny.
Favorite voice to act out?
Act out. Pass.
Favorite animal?
Dog.
Zack or Cloud?
Oh. Oh. Cloud.
What was your most memorable or favorite line seen?
Favorite line seen?
Yeah.
From my game?
Yeah, quick.
Humans are tools. I'm not gonna die for one of them.
Do you play the games you voice acted?
Do I what voice acting?
Do you play the games you voice acted?
Oh, that's always a tough question. I've attempted it.
These questions are terrible. I can't even read some of these. Your favorite character quote?
My favorite character quote would come from a character I know well named Lightning.
Fair enough.
Not a question of can or can't. There are some things in life you just do.
I've got to read this one, even though we just ran out of time. Pizza for hands or pizza for face?
I think pizza for hands.
Obviously, you can just eat it.
Eat it. Yeah.
I think that's the kind of information that we needed to know.
I think everyone needed to know.
We've got it.
Who's pizza hands out there? All right, pizza faces. A few less. Nice.
Pretty sure someone just screamed out, "Lick my face."
Yep, I didn't repeat it.
Security.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for being here today. I know this is your first Kupocon, so we're delighted to have you here.
It is. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here, Alex.
In fact, I think you may not remember, but way back when we did our first event, I actually dropped you a message on LinkedIn.
Do you know, I vaguely remembered that, only
Yeah.
I thought it was Twitter.
I think it was LinkedIn to start with, and you were like, oh, it was like 6 months later. I was like, I don't really use this.
I'm terrible.
And then we went through Twitter, and then everything came up with Jeff, and then we started rolling.
Yeah.
But here we are, 8 events later. You're here.
Yes,
That's all that matters.
did it.
So, a very warm welcome to Kupocon.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying the experience?
I am so much, and what I told him earlier was how much I enjoy smaller conventions, and especially this one, because the cosplay has been incredible. I think you all should give yourselves a hand for the incredible cosplays out there, right?
I mean, I know you mentioned just before we came on stage that you've never seen this many Lightning cosplayers.
No, definitely not this many Lightnings all in one place, and all different Lightnings, so thank you to all my Lightnings out there.
Now, getting to the actual title itself, you have been quite fortunate because most people are lucky to get one game, and then there's some that were really lucky to get 2. I don't know who you had to strangle or kill, but you got 3. Now, surely when you first signed on for this project, had you done any Final Fantasy work before that?
No, and to be honest, I was primarily doing television and film at the time.
Right.
I'm a theater actor, and then moved to Los Angeles from New York City and started doing TV and film.
Because a lot of the time you find with voice actors is they've either done like I was talking to Ray a minute ago, and he was saying that he's done some stuff for 7, the remake.
Yes.
And he's like, and I was like, what's the role? He's like, it's nothing. It's like, oh no, the sector fell down. and stuff like that. Sometimes you find that they do small lines and then you get offered a big part. But you'd never done anything in the...
No, I had just gotten a voiceover agent.
Right.
So this was all very new to me. I'd never really auditioned for any video games.
You nailed it.
This was literally one of the first games I ever auditioned for.
Gotcha.
So I think right place at right time, and luckily I was ready when I got there. And the producer, Joe Moeller, director Jack Fletcher, still very close to them. Obviously, we went through so much together just making Final Fantasy XIII and discovering this awesome character together.
Same team for...
Same team for the first two, and then the third one was different. But the first one, with Lightning, when I got it, just to your question, I knew about the Final Fantasy series because my brother used to play. But we get fake titles and fake character names when we audition, so I didn't know I was auditioning for Final Fantasy.
What was your character? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Oh, come on.
They probably just named her Pink or something, you know. They don't, and it's a fake title, so I didn't know what I was auditioning for.
We'll go with Barney.
There you go.
Barney.
So when I booked it, I went to the studio, and I was just told that I booked this role, and I was going to start voicing the game. So I was sitting on the couch in the lobby, and Jack Fletcher, the director, comes in, and he has a binder about this thick, with pages and pages and pages, and he's a funny guy, he's kind of gruff, and he said, "Here," and he threw the book at me like, dunk, on the couch, and he said, "That's the world of Final Fantasy, learn it." Then he said, "I'll see you in 5 minutes in the booth." So I wasn't sure what to think, I'm new at this, so I start paging through it, and I'm like, "Are you serious? I gotta learn?" So then he came out, he said, "I'm just messing with you." So I get in the booth and we record, and a few weeks later, I was having to get together at my house with the Final Fantasy guys, and friends of mine were there. They said, "What is this you're working on?" I said, "Oh, it's this game I've got this little part in." And the producer said, "Little part?" And I said, "I don't know. Are we going to be doing a lot of these sessions?" And he said, "Yes. This is a very big role, and you're going to be working on this for 6 months."
Seems to be a really common story from voice actors.
I didn't know.
They go in completely blind.
Yeah.
And they're like, "I don't know what I'm doing, but apparently I'm going to be here for a while."
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Right.
And then, as you said, I felt so lucky, blessed, that I felt like the universe just landed in my lap when, you know, the second one and the third one. And
not just being a main character, but the first, I think it would be the first female role. Lead character. Big deal. Yeah. I mean, you could argue that 10-2, the main character is Yuna in some form. No. For some reason, I had the urge to go, no, you buy. I think that's Family Guy, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. Major turn of events, because it's usually a guy.
Yeah, and I learned that pretty quickly. And I mean, obviously, you've probably all seen the Louis Vuitton spread of Lightning, right?
Did you know that was going to happen?
Pardon?
Did you know that was going to happen?
No,
It's been a bit of a shock.
Totally. A friend of mine who was on the East Coast, and I live on the West Coast of the States, and she's not even she's not a gamer, but she said, "Oh my God, you're in Louis Vuitton." When you get a text like that, I said, "Wait, what?" She said, "You're a model. I didn't know this." I'm trying to remember. When did I do? I'm not a model. I'm 5'4".
You thought someone had stole your character.
Yeah, so she sent me the pictures, and just page after page, and I was so thrilled that even he recognized that this was, you know, an iconic female character. So much so that he would feature her in the magazine. He was talking about strong women. So I was really excited that Lightning was chosen.
And I think that would have resonated with a lot of fans. We'd had a lot of, I mean, look at 15. It's very male orientated.
Yes.
And then you've got 13, which is very female orientated. And it's interesting, black, white, good damn. Anyway, you had 13, and then I assume several years later a call comes in, and they're saying, "Hey, guess what? We're going to do a sequel."
Yes.
That must have been a bit of a shock. Now, fair enough, in the second game, you're not as prominent.
Correct.
But in the third, it's all back down to you.
She's back.
Yeah.
Yep. That was, it was a little disappointing in the second one. I was hoping to have more material than I had, but I was really glad to pass the baton over to Sarah, Miss Laura Bailey, and have her have more material. But then to come back in 3 with a different director was interesting. because the character that we'd built, I think they wanted her to, well, you probably all played it, but...
Your character certainly got more aggressive.
Yes, more aggressive. It was directed by the director of Gears of War.
Okay.
So there you go. And there were times in the booth where I would say, you know, in this one I feel like she'd be a little softer, and he'd be like, no, keep her tough. I'm like, okay, but you know, she does have these, so more sarcasm came out, I think, in the process of me trying to soften her up a bit and show that side of her a little more in 3, but I was being directed to go against it, so.
And that was going to be something I wanted to bring up, that when you auditioned for the part, from your original audition to what we saw, how much of a difference was there?
I mean, the original audition, I believe, was 4 lines, and I don't think I even saw what she looked like.
Just 4 lines?
That's it.
Wow.
And I was told by Joe, who was the producer, that he was listening to auditions while he was driving to work in his car, and he said that my voice just spoke to him as this character, so he played it for Jack, and they both said,
With
wow.
4 lines, give me the part, give me the part, give me the part. This is my phone number.
Yeah, and you know, hundreds and hundreds of us read for all of these characters in all of these games that you guys play. And, you know, it's kind of the luck of the draw, whichever voice speaks to them when they look at this image and know what the character is going to be going through. And so I was really lucky and so glad they chose me.
Mm-hmm. So 13 comes out, it's there, the fan reaction. How was that for you?
Pretty cool, pretty incredible, because, you know, I didn't realize how big it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I loved that we had so many women coming out to all the conventions, and I'm seeing, you know, pink controllers happening. That made me really excited. I feel like Lightning sort of took it to a new level with girls in games, baby.
It was certainly at a time when that was really, it was a big transition, because, you know, it is very stereotypical to say guys just play games, when that's absolute BS.
Absolutely, yes.
It really is, you know. So it was really at a very important part and a transition stage, we could say. And then, as you said, you hoped that you were going to get more in the second game. And I was talking to Rachel Robinson on the phone just a couple weeks ago. I think she's getting married, actually, about now.
She is. She's getting married.
Because I know she was keen, but she's like, I'm getting married. I don't think we can pull this off. Which I was like, that's fair. I mean, honeymoon, maybe. And we were talking about, you know, the progression of the characters and the lines. Did you assume just when the second game came around, you thought, that's it, that's got to be it, we're done now?
Yeah, every new one that came out was definitely a big surprise, happy surprise. And also all the Dissidias and, you know,
well, yeah,
to bring her back in so many ways was really cool.
Because you would have done lines in Dissidia, World of Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Maybe Theatre Rhythm, did that have any lines?
I don't remember that one.
Anything else?
It doesn't have voice lines in Theatre Rhythm, I don't think.
Lightning was in 14 for a short period. I wasn't playing it at the time. Was there any lines for that?
Yeah.
There was? Do you remember recording that? Or maybe they just used material?
They don't tell me the name.
Just record.
We don't get the title, so a lot of times, you know, people are asking on Twitter, were you in this? And maybe some of you have tweeted at me, and I'll say, can you send me a recording? Because I don't know.
Right.
Sometimes they'll say Lightning was in it, and I'm like, I don't remember recording that title, and it worries me. So I'm like, did they get somebody else to play Lightning? Because I would not be okay with that.
I take you seriously. So with all these games that you've gone through, and then all the experiences you've had with the fans, are there any moment, like, because the character grows as the game goes on, you start off with this stubborn character who basically seems to hate everyone and everything, to kind of loosening up and just going with the world and making decisions on the spot. Have you found that resonated with the fans? Are there fans that have come to you with stories that your character has helped them through things? Is that something you've experienced?
That's a really good question, and I think there are some people out here today that came to me with some pretty amazing stories, but I think that's one thing that I value most about being able to...
The impact that you can have.
Yeah, about being able to also come to conventions and talk to people and have you guys tell me your stories and talk to me about how the character may have affected you during a certain time in your life or helped you get through something that was difficult, or just to learn that this is so much more than just entertainment, especially a character like this. So getting to play these roles, I know primarily here we're talking about Lightning, but also Liara from Mass Effect, being able to play... Thank you, Shepard. I have missed you. Being able to...
You're at FFCon, shame.
Delete that part in the video. But getting to play roles, female roles that help not only uplift women, but anyone who's playing who is struggling with something or needs to escape from something in their life, it just means a lot to me without getting specific about stories that I've been told. I just really, I take it to heart because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So I appreciate all of you very, very much.
Love you.
Security. And, you know, I know you're on my stage in my venue right now, and I'm not just saying this, I thought the 13 series was wonderful. I think that you portrayed the character beautifully.
Thank you.
It really was a pleasure to play. I thoroughly enjoyed Lightning Returns, actually. Of the three, that was my favorite.
Yeah?
I really enjoyed it, yeah. I thought the character just had some oomph. And
yeah, she had some oomph in that one.
So let's take some questions from the audience. Step forward. We've probably got time for about 5 or 6 questions, so let's start and see how we go here. If I just get okay, you're already on.